This program contains graphic violence and sexual situations. Viewer discretion is advised.
The Purge, a chilling horror film that asks audiences, what if murder was legal and no one could protect you from death?
The Purge is intended to allow everyone to release all this anger. It's a license to kill.
And for one fan obsessed with the movie, The Purge gives him permission to play out his most evil desires.
You ready to purge?
Jonathan Cruz hungers to make headlines by inflicting his own purge on the people of Indianapolis.
Gang.
Jonathan Cruz is fascinated by the idea of a killing spree with no holds barred and no consequences.
He turns the fantasy film into a terrifying reality and begins a copycat purge that brings an entire city to its knees.
He was deluded. Fictional killers in the movie kill and then go on to live their lives. That's not the way it works in the real world.
While he's on the streets purging, no one is safe.
Jonathan Cruz was completely delusional. He truly felt the film and his reality were one, and he was wrong.
People are fearful. They're blocking their doors, they're battening down the hatches. Evil's out there.
First.
In 2013, Blumhouse Pictures, the company behind legendary horror franchise Paranormal Activity, strikes gold once again with the summer release of The Purge.
The Purge doesn't feel like it follows a formula. Anyone can die at any moment. So stay on the edge of your seat.
Set in 2022, the United States government designs a sinister way to end the problems of overpopulation, unemployment, and deadly violence.
They have created the Purge, which is 12 hours, 1 day a year, where crime is legal. And due to that, our crime rate is down to 1%, and unemployment is at an all-time low.
Those who choose not to purge must hide away and protect themselves at all costs.
Not only is purging legal, but it's your right. You have the right to release the beast, and it's not frowned upon. It's almost a religious experience. It makes people question, what if murder were legal?
For one Indianapolis man, the concept of purging seems to be a cathartic experience.
Gang.
When 19-year-old Jonathan Cruz watches The Purge, he can't get enough of this concept of a killing spree with no holds barred.
Bounty on a blood run.
There is no telling what Jonathan will do or who he will kill.
Brother's about to get the purge on.
Just like the surveillance cameras in The Purge that capture every moment of the violence. Jonathan wants to capture his own violence
Let's get some action going.
for everybody across the country to see.
As far as he's concerned, it is his right to kill. He's living the life that he had seen in the film The Purge.
Hey, yo.
Maybe the reason for Jonathan's obsession with The Purge is that he's always felt like the odd man out.
While growing up in Orlando, Florida, it doesn't take long for Jonathan Cruz to learn that he doesn't have much.
Jonathan was raised by a single mother. She ignored him and didn't pay much attention to him.
Their relationship is described as troubled by most.
She didn't have much time to dote on him, to give him the guidance and support that he needed.
He's an only child. He's being raised by a single mother who's working as hard as she can to support the two of them.
Money always seems to be tight in the household. As a result, Jonathan and his mother have trouble putting down roots.
She doesn't have much patience with Jonathan and probably in some ways would feel better if she didn't have to support him.
Bam! There we go. Let's go. Keep moving, man.
What'd I tell you about them boxes? You know, we're moving in 2 weeks, and you ain't even got your stuff together yet.
Jonathan's mother has taken a job in Indianapolis, and the move isn't welcomed news.
A move is always hard. When you move to a new place, it's always scary and unsettling. But when you're a kid who lacks that sense of belonging to a family, it's a very disconcerting, isolating experience. And Jonathan took it pretty hard.
For Jonathan, going to a completely new environment where he knew no one, and then starting a new high school caused him great anxiety.
And at his new high school, Jonathan has trouble fitting in.
Having a caring family to help him make the transition to a new state, to a new neighborhood, certainly would have helped, but he didn't have that.
Jonathan Cruz did not have a supportive family, and he knew no one in the state. So he basically is a teenager alone.
Hey, that's my notebook, man. Give it back.
When Jonathan moves, he's subjected to bullying and teasing. He doesn't fit in.
He feels out of place. He's jealous of others who have what would really be normal lives.
Come on, man. Give me my notebook.
As a result, Jonathan develops this thick skin, a very aggressive nature.
And is desperate for finding a way into some place where he can belong.
After the move to Indianapolis, Jonathan starts challenging fellow teenagers to fights.
Fighting is the way you climb socially. It's kind of like wolves. You'll see the younger dogs taking on the alpha dog, and that's how they win superiority within the pack.
When you're an outsider and you don't belong and you have no other way to adapt, you either accept your isolation or you attempt to improve your situation.
Jonathan starts to develop a tough guy persona amongst his peers. Eventually, it draws attention from the wrong type of crowd.
Jonathan notices this group that kind of operates on the fringe of society. They are feared. They are dominant. They're powerful.
You vouch for him?
Yeah.
Vouch for him?
Yeah, that's my man. He got heart.
What do I gotta do? We gonna see you soon, all right?
The group calls themselves the Bloods.
Bloods are considered one of the most feared gangs in society. It's almost as if they're a fraternity.
Got you. Go ahead. Let's go.
With belonging to a gang, for Jonathan Cruz, comes camaraderie, a sense that you belong. You're part of something larger than yourself.
Bro, you didn't even know that.
And you're never alone. You're a member for life. And with that comes respect, admiration, and fear.
In a way, it's the family Jonathan never had growing up.
He wants to be part of this group. The Bloods see that Jonathan does not fit the normal mold, and he's different. And the Bloods prey on that difference.
Yo, how about this one right here?
Red Star?
Yeah.
Right on.
Right here, man.
On your face?
Yeah.
Right on, man.
To show his devotion to his newfound family, Jonathan takes on a new look.
He quickly sheds his old skin, starts calling himself Sav Hanna. He gets a red star tattooed under his right eye.
We'll bleed a little bit.
That's all good, man.
The Bloods are represented by the number 5 and the color red. So, a red star tattoo is a common gang tattoo. The other gang members encourage his aggression to be more destructive, and it doesn't take much.
He is no longer that shy, quiet kid getting picked on, yearning to belong.
Gang.
He is a powerful member of a powerful group.
But rising through the gang ranks comes with a cost. Jonathan knows he has to up the ante to show his value to the Bloods.
The gangs encouraged a gangster lifestyle. For Jonathan, he wanted to prove that he could kill. He wanted to show that he had the ability to kill. That was part of how he identified himself, that he was a killer, he was a gangster.
And soon, a movie called The Purge will be his impetus for killing.
Star of the movie The Purge is Ethan Hawke, and his character is actually defending his family against these conductors of chaos.
But Jonathan isn't rooting for the good guy.
For Jonathan, the stars of the movie are those conductors of chaos, the people that are visiting violence upon Ethan Hawke and his family. Jonathan's rooting for them, and Jonathan identifies with them because they're the ones with power and control. For those 12 hours, when there's no laws and murder is legal, they're the ones in control. And that's Jonathan's way of getting the control, because he really doesn't have the other means. I mean, he's not educated. He doesn't have money. You know, he's not ever, gonna rise through the ranks on his social status. So his way of gaining control, gaining the upper hand, is through violence and ultimately murder.
Jonathan decides he's going to start his own purge.
Brother's about to get the purge on.
Jonathan keeps watching The Purge over and over again. He loves the idea that murder is not only legal, but it's a right, and you can do it without consequence.
Hey, yo. It's a copycat crime that leaves an entire community paralyzed by fear.
He sends a text to a friend that says, "I'm purging every night now." It's a serious business to him. He's on a mission, and he's going to keep going until somebody stops him.
Just when you think you cannot experience anything more inexplicable and shocking, as we frequently do, you're then confronted with circumstances that almost leave you at a loss for words.
In the horror film, The Purge, all crimes, including murder, are legal for 12 hours, one night each year. For those who don't participate in the mass murders, it's 12 hours of cold sweat and fear.
The Purge is terrifying because murder is legal and someone might be targeting you. Anyone and everyone is in harm's way in The Purge.
Off-screen, 19-year-old Jonathan Cruz is inspired by the movie and is now planning a purge of his own to impress his fellow gang members.
Seeing that movie, The Purge, and getting the idea, just sort of indulge yourself. I think when he saw the movie, a light bulb went off. And you're like, wow, I want to do that. Kill people.
Jonathan wants to live in glory, to be known. He wants people to fear him. He gets high off the power gained by fear. And even though he is rising in the ranks of the gang members, he knows he needs to do something bigger to be known everywhere.
To carry out his copycat crime, he'll need an untraceable weapon.
All right.
this is what we got.
All right. What about that one?
Oh, this one right here?
Yeah.
38. This is the beauty. This is a killer's dream.
The first firearm that Jonathan purchases is a revolver. It's a lot like the one Ethan Hawke uses to protect his family in The Purge.
No shell casings, untraceable to the cops.
Yeah.
He likes that connection, but he also likes the fact that it's a revolver and it won't leave casings behind for the police to find.
Purge with no penalty.
What'd you say?
Just give me the gun.
Good.
We're good. We back, boy.
Then, Jonathan recruits his fellow gang members, Eli and Ray, to witness his first purge.
You can just imagine it's like, sharks just trolling.
Jonathan wants to become perceived as someone that powerful, that terrifying.
What we doing tonight, bro? Yeah. Somebody about to get it tonight, baby.
They probably feel good just even doing that because they know what he's capable of, and he can turn it on and turn it off whenever he wants.
Yeah, real quick. You gotta go to the road, man. Mess up your whole crew. Mess up your whole crew, son.
While cruising the streets, Jonathan, Ray, and Eli look for their first opportunity to purge.
You ready to purge? First night. Yo, let's get some action going. Purge tonight, bro.
So Jonathan spots a man walking alone on a dark street. It's a perfect target.
The man is 54-year-old Billy Boyd.
He's a father. He's got 5 siblings. He's a beloved member of a family. Billy's out going to visit his sick father.
This is the guy.
Jonathan really wants to star in his own version of The Purge.
Hey, yo, give Eli the phone, bro.
So he tells his friend to get out the cell phone and videotape what he's about to do.
Billy Boyd is simply in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Hold on. Yo, where's the money at? I want it right now.
I have no money, son. Everything's paid. I have no money.
Billy's reaction was non-confrontational. And unfortunately, that kind of reaction was not what Jonathan wanted.
He also feels like he's being challenged. Here he is right in front of his friends who were videotaping the event.
Come on, I know you got some money.
He wanted to prove that he could kill. He wanted to show
Man, I don't have no money, son.
that he had the ability to kill. That was part of how he identified himself, that he was a killer. He was a gangster. He goes and checks Billy's pockets because he's still looking for that payoff. And he has no fear. Because for him, this is still a world without consequences. He has the right to kill, just like in The Purge.
Get out of here! Go!
Jonathan is drunk on this feeling of power. But he craves another purge to satisfy his need for blood.
They cruise the streets for almost 4 hours looking for their next victim.
In the early morning hours, Jonathan can imagine all of the homes locked up tight, just like in the movie.
The crew wants to purge one more time before sunrise.
And just like in the movie, he figures he's got another 8 hours before the purge ends.
Only a couple of miles from where he committed his first murder, Jonathan spots 40-year-old Jay Higginbotham. Once again, Jonathan instructs his friends to record the crime on his cell phone.
Let's go. What you got, man?
Jonathan approaches Jay, he immediately escalates the situation. He's in Jay's face, and now Jay's paying a little more attention to him.
Jay Higginbotham doesn't stand a chance.
For Jonathan, there's a rush. There's a sense I have power over life and death. And he's intoxicated by it, and he wants more.
Let's go, man.
He was so immersed in the movie and, you know, his fantasy, and just completely disregarded the very real risk of getting caught at what he was doing.
Jonathan robs his second victim, and he soon realizes that his latest purge has a payoff.
He finds a few $100s, and so he gets the reward. Secondary reward. First to kill, and then whatever funds he can get.
In the hours after Jonathan's 2 purges, police and the news media descend on the crime scenes he's left behind.
Although no one has connected Jonathan to the Purge, the people of Indianapolis are terrified. I mean, there's a killer in their midst. So they're extra vigilant. They're starting to feel that same kind of fear that the Sandin family felt in the Purge.
Back at home, Jonathan basks in the attention his murders are getting by the media.
So the day after the murders, Jonathan is just, you know, on cloud 9. He's got 2 murders under his belt, and there's no consequences.
He has pride that he is a killer.
He sends articles about the killings to his family and friends, telling them he's the one responsible for the murders.
On my mama, bro. On my mama, bro. I'm not playing, bro. Check me out, bro.
He can't help himself. He is so proud. He is so elated that he just keeps sending texts to everybody, just bragging about the killings.
Hey, man, it's your boy Cruz, yo. Hey, when you get home, man, you gotta check out some nude articles, all right, man? All right, I'll catch you later, man. All right, man.
But the purge is far from over.
Like the killers in the Purge, he feels it's his right to kill anybody he chooses.
Jonathan's completely immersed in what he's doing. This is serious business to him.
What you got, old man? What you got?
He's on a mission,
Take it to your pockets right now.
and he's going to keep going until somebody stops him.
After the horror film The Purge becomes a summer blockbuster hit, Hollywood immediately turns it into a franchise.
As far as the box office sales were concerned, it was a tremendous success. Horror fans loved its over-the-top antics and all that violence.
Viewers are desperate to see more purges unfold.
The Purge is terrifying because murder is legal, and someone might be targeting you. Anyone and everyone is in harm's way in the Purge.
Like in the film, gang member Jonathan Cruz purges innocent strangers on the streets of Indianapolis.
Oh, yeah, man. Bingo, bingo. Let's go.
The statement, I purge every night now, is a bold statement saying I do what I want and I kill who I please. Because it's my right in my world. And this is how I feel.
For a kid like Jonathan, who doesn't stop to think about the consequences, never really had to deal with consequences, murder with no consequences is like a dream come true.
Jonathan's mindset is that I can do whatever I want. The rules don't apply to me.
Gang.
I'm so powerful that I don't even face arrest.
Now, he and his friend Ray are back out on the prowl, searching for more victims.
With 2 murders under his belt, there are really no signs that the police have any suspicions. Nobody that he's texted has ratted him out, and he's feeling a little cocky, invincible even.
It is believed that Jonathan and Ray spend the night doing drugs, waiting for an opportunity to commit yet another copycat crime. Then, at 6 a.m., they get their chance.
The 2 find Larry Shaw, just walking by himself, leaving from a visit at his mom's house.
When he runs into Larry, that's it, that's the moment. And Larry's just in the wrong place at the wrong time, just like everybody else.
Larry is about to be confronted by a real-life nightmare.
Larry perceived that he was going to be mugged, and there had also been 2 killings previously.
What you got, man? What you got? Empty your pockets. Take it easy, take it. Empty your pockets right now, man. Empty your pockets right now. What you got, man? You can hold up.
So taking that into consideration, he willingly produced money, cell phone.
Here's my phone. Look, that's it. I had nothing. I don't have anything else.
Larry might be Jonathan's 3rd purge in 2 days.
I mean, he's doing exactly what Jonathan wants him to do. And you'd think that would be enough,
I have nothing more. I don't hold you.
but not for Jonathan.
Since it's almost dawn, Jonathan decides it's too risky to shoot. The noise could attract a witness.
Jonathan takes the gun and slams it against Larry's head, right in the temple. It's like a death blow.
But like the killers in The Purge, Jonathan's made a grave mistake.
Larry's not dead. He waits until he's sure the coast is clear, and then he staggers to his feet and, goes looking for somebody to report this to.
Larry is able to give police a description of Jonathan and his friend Ray. So far, the officers have no idea he's also connected to the 2 previous murders.
Jonathan really had made his mark, so to speak, in the city of Indianapolis. If that's what you want, to be feared and in a way respected by being a leader within a gang that robs, steals, and kills.
As Jonathan and his friend Ray prowl the streets again, his focus has changed.
Jonathan's got a murderous heart.
He ain't worth it, yo. Look at it, man.
But he's also got a larceny in his heart. He's choosing his victims for not only the thrill of killing them, but what he can get from them. So he's beginning to target people that he thinks is going to be carrying money.
And just 1 day after attacking Larry Shaw, Jonathan thinks he's found his next purge.
It's about sport. For Jonathan, it really became a game. Jonathan Cruz was completely delusional. He truly felt the film and his reality were one.
In the horror film The Purge, the idea of making all crimes legal for 12 hours, 1 night a year, is meant to benefit the country.
The taboo of murder is removed because of the fact that purging is our right. And even if you don't want to kill, you should still support the right to purge.
Inspired by the movie, 19-year-old gang member Jonathan has killed 2 men in cold blood. And his real-life purge continues.
There are people who fantasize about taking violence out on random people, and I guess the purge would really appeal to someone like that because this person doesn't even have to have wronged you. You just crossed each other's paths, and now you're allowed to kill one another.
You ready to purge? Hey, yo, nah, man. He ain't worth it. Look at him, man. Stick with me. Let's go, man. Let's go. Hey, man, that's what I mean, yo. Tonight. Yeah, man. Oh, no.
And now, Jonathan and his crew have a new victim in their sights.
Purge time, man.
44-year-old Jose Ruiz.
Just like the other victims, Jose's just a family man, a good guy.
For Jose, who worked in hotel maintenance, coming home from work at night was his usual, everyday occurrence. He had no fears. This is something he did day in and day out.
In the movie, citizens have 364 days to prepare for their next purge. But in real life, there is no warning.
He was spotted by Jonathan. And so his life was put into question.
Jonathan wants to rack up another purge, and unlike the last target, he's not letting this one get away.
The bullet enters Jose's cheek. It travels through his neck, out his throat, kills him instantly. One bullet, one kill.
For Jonathan, when he purged, it was about the power. The power was like his drug.
Come on, man, let's go!
It became like he was a god. I'm the one in control of life and death.
When we said all in one night, hours, that ain't nothing, that's overnight.
As I search for people, I will then decide who lives and who dies.
But while Jonathan revels in his latest purge, police are starting to piece together some similarities among the murders.
The crimes are all committed in the early morning hours. Victims have all been shot. Police are starting to wonder if they have a serial killer on their hands.
But they won't have to wonder for long. A young woman comes forward with some timely information that could bring this serial killer to justice.
Hi, so what brings you here today?
I know this guy, Jonathan Cruz. So we met a couple days ago.
Where did you meet?
At a restaurant.
Whoa, what we got here, man? How we doing?
Good.
What's the guy do for you, man?
He sold me weed. That's what I'm.
Oh, right down to business.
The girl tells police she bought marijuana from Jonathan.
Got right there, man. Hey, whoa. How about this? I'll tell you what. I'll give it to you for free.
But he wanted more than money in exchange.
Can you stop?
He wanted to have sex with her.
Forget it.
And that's not what the young lady wanted. And this enraged Jonathan because he felt that he was entitled. Because in Jonathan's mind, he's the one in control. He's the one that can do whatever he wants to do. Because there are no consequences for him.
He is not going to take no for an answer. So he follows her out of the restaurant.
No, you ain't walking away like that, man. Come on.
He followed me, and he grabbed me by my throat, and he pushed me up against the wall, and he put a gun in my face.
Yo, I got this right here, man. You're gonna listen to me now, you hear me? You're gonna come with me, okay?
Luckily, one of the managers saw it all unfold, and so did the parking lot security cameras.
Fearing he will get caught, Jonathan throws the girl into a car.
We started driving for like, I don't know, 20 minutes.
Nobody ever embarrasses me like that. You know what, yo? We gonna pull over. I'm gonna show you what I've been up to.
Here she is, basically kidnapped. She keeps telling him she wants to go home. He doesn't answer her.
Right here, we go right here.
She has to strategize how to escape.
Check this out.
He starts showing her the videos he's recorded of the individuals he's killed. He wants her to know
Caught him walking home and bah, bah. Yeah, man, what's up?
whom she's dealing with, and she better start showing him the respect that he feels he deserves.
You know, my dad is gonna know where I am.
Oh my God, your dad? Are you kidding me?
He can track me on my phone. He can know where I am.
Although he doesn't really think he's gonna get caught, he doesn't want to take any chances either with the police showing up.
Man, get out of my car.
Just kicked me out of the car on the side of the road and he just left me stranded.
So, he lets her go, but he doesn't let her go before one more threat.
He said he was gonna kill me.
He tells her, another body would mean nothing to me.
After the incident was over, the girl realizes that Jonathan might be responsible for the wave of recent murders she's been hearing about on the news.
Here was a young girl who was actually going to Jonathan for drugs. And in spite of that, she still went to the police to inform them that he had showed her a video of a murder.
You ready to purge?
The only person who would actually have those details of the murders was somebody who was at the scene.
Yeah, Malcolm, can you come in here, please?
So they know for sure whoever was telling her this stuff really was involved with the murder.
Purge.
What we got here?
Her description of Jonathan also matches up with Larry Shaw's, one of the survivors of the copycat crime spree.
The break in the case was when this young girl and her mother came into the police station. But in Jonathan's mind, he doesn't seem to have any fears. He doesn't think any of these people are actually going to report him to the police.
But police know they will have to catch Jonathan quickly before he strikes again.
Jonathan gears himself up, he's going out. You know, it's just another night for a purge. He thinks that, you know, it's just business as usual.
He seems to feel that somehow he's invincible. He's above the law. He's just like the Purge. He's entitled. It's an incredible mindset.
But he doesn't realize that, you know, for him it's Judgment Day.
But no one has any idea how this copycat killer will react when he finds out his purge is over. In the movie The Purge, there's no telling what will happen or who will die.
The people who are participating in the Purge have the power to control life and death. It's very much a form of entertainment.
It's an ideology tailor-made for the movies, but 19-year-old Jonathan Cruz has different designs.
Jonathan's so obsessed with the Purge, he just keeps watching the movie over and over again.
Purge time.
Jonathan believes there are no consequences for his murders. His entitlement is based on a skewed perception of his fantasies.
You ready to purge? Nice. Yo.
It's as if Jonathan can't break from the movie and not realize that he's living in a different reality.
But he will soon learn the repercussions of his crime spree. Police track him down to a home in Indianapolis.
At first, when he steps outside, it's just another day. You know, he suspects nothing.
But then, everything changes.
I think at this moment, Jonathan realized that, you know, this isn't like the movie. In the movie, there were no consequences. know, looking at all those cops, Jonathan had to know that he's going to be held accountable. This isn't Hollywood. This is real life, and now he's in real trouble.
Jonathan is arrested and charged with criminal confinement, kidnapping, intimidation, and battery. But police will still have to prove that he is responsible for the recent string of murders in the city.
Police bring Jonathan in for questioning. But once they start asking him about the victims, he lawyers up.
Jonathan's probably thinking that he's going to get away with this. You know, the police haven't made the connections to the 3 murders.
Luckily, officers are one step ahead of this copycat killer. After Jonathan is arrested, police find his beloved cell phone.
They strike gold. On it are the videos he took on the night of the first 2 murders and the previous gang fights.
We got him.
We got this punk kid now.
They also find the text messages he sent his family and friends.
One of the most damning pieces of evidence against Jonathan is his own text, "I purge every night."
You ready to purge?
That's when police learn the shocking truth about Jonathan's crimes. They were all inspired by a movie.
I think that is the moment when fantasy movie actually intersects with reality, and it all comes home to roost.
With a countless amount of evidence linking Jonathan to the 3 murders, police are finally able to charge him. At his trial, Jonathan's motive takes center stage.
As alleged in the probable cause, it is set forth that Mr. Cruz went on a 4-day one-man purge.
As a result of killing Billy Boyd, Jay Higginbotham, and Jose Ruiz, Jonathan pleads guilty and receives 3 consecutive life sentences without the possibility of parole. As for the families of Jonathan's victims, life will never be the same.
For these victims, it's horrifying to think that the only reason they were killed is because Jonathan believed in the purge and that he was entitled to kill and to kill people at random.
One can only wonder how a basically normal teenager can be so enamored with a movie that he turns into a killing machine.
Jonathan will be forever known as the Purge Killer.
I think Jonathan's moment in the sun when he was, you know, in his heyday of the moment, those hours, days of being on top of the world as a killer, you know, were a high for him. And I think that the media will always know him as the Purge Killer. And that's going to live on.
But if Jonathan ever decides to purge again, it will have to be from behind bars.
Jonathan Cruz thought he had the right to kill. Jonathan's need to show that he was in control and that he was a powerful individual who needed to be respected and above all, be feared, eventually enveloped his whole life. Now Jonathan will spend the rest of his life facing his consequences.